Hello, ladies. It's been a long time since I have been on here. I'm glad to be back. Um, so, but I wanted to teach you this fun little tassel idea that I created here. We're going to make a Halloween theme one since Halloween is coming close. But this is one I made. It kind of gives you a fall theme. And it's made from remnants of ribbons and a spool, a thread spool, just regular spool, and of course little decorations. And in this tassel, I have beads and crystals, and I have a clock in here. And if you dig through the lace, I also have a key. And these are really fun and easy to make, and they would make great gift toppers or really cute tassels to hang off of mini albums or your scrapbook album, or you can simply just hang them to for decoration. So I want to get started, and it seems like this Ustream, it's changed a little bit. I hope that y'all can see the thing here because it looks pixelated on my end. Okay, so I gathered some Halloween ribbons. I got these at Walmart in their little craft section for 97 cents. They're by Studio G, and they have really cute Halloween colors. Very pretty, which would be perfect for what I'm going to do and show you. You need to gather up some chipboard pieces of Halloween theme. Get you some black tulle. Of course, other various ribbons that you would like to add to your tassel. And I've gotten several types of ribbon that I'm going to do this with. But first, we've got to prepare our spool. And I'm going to do this by taking a marker by Zig. It's called the Paintery, a paintery marker. You can do metal, glass, plastic, wood, and tons of stuff. And this is a paintery marker. And you just shake it until you get it good and ready for it to paint your stuff on. Now what I'm doing here is I'm painting just the top and the lip of this spool here, because the inside of the spool here is going to be I'm going to put paper in it. Okay, so we're going to paint this. You can do this with a Sharpie if you don't have these particular pens. I'm sure the Sharpie would work. But just make sure you get all the edges. Okay, and you're going to do the other side the same way. Alright. This show will be recorded for y'all to view later. Okay. Again, make sure you get all your edges. Alright. Yep, I'm crafting in my new place. Not my new house, but where I'm staying at the moment. I don't know. So, it's changed. It's a lot of changes. Okay, so now that you have both of the edges of it painted in black, what you're going to have to do is take your scissor and you're going to have to bore out this hole bigger so that the knot of the ribbon bundle will fit up in there really nicely. And you can do this simply by using your scissors, and be very careful when you do this because this part can be rather a little time consuming, but I'd rather be slow about it and not hurt myself. And these are your most standard so now you see that the hole is bigger like that. And if you have to, you can make it just a little bit bigger along the edges there like I'm doing. Alright, and now you want to go back to your pen and you want to repaint, and I like to put some of it, just touch the inside. You don't have to go all the way down. As you see there, you can go partial. This just ensures the edges are good and ready to go. Okay, we're going to set this aside and let that dry. And I'm going to dump this paper here. Okay, now we're going to build our tassel with ribbon. And you got to keep in mind when you do these little tassels, especially using the smaller spools, you want to keep your ribbons no thicker than about a ½ inch. But if you use laces, of course, lace will go through, bend up and tie really nice. But as you can see, my biggest piece of lace is about 1 inch, but the rest of it is like 1/4 of an inch to a ½ inch ribbon in size. I never got like the big pieces. So, and what you want to do, and I'm going to get my ruler, is that you're going to measure exactly 18 inches, because when you fold it, it's going to fold into 6 inches. I mean, 9 inches, I'm sorry. And if you want, now if we fold it in 9 inches, that's a pretty big, long tassel. But for this one, because that's what I did this one. Well, this one was about 6 inches. I was right on the other one. So you want to do you want to do a 12-inch piece of ribbon, and you're going to fold it into 6 inches. But I'm going to give myself at least 1.5 inches to go up into the spool here. So you want to do it at about 14 inches. Cut it at 14 and then fold it. Okay, so we're going to cut strips of 14. And we're going to do this with various ribbons that we have here. There's one. going to put a couple of these in here. Okay. So, to retrack on the measurements, we're doing 14 inches, and we're going to fold it into 7. Okay, let's put a couple pieces of this beautiful orange. I really like this ribbon by Studio G. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay. Right. Here's some beautiful green stripe. Put that in there. I always like to double up on these types of ribbon because it's double-sided and you can flip it over. And here's a real pretty one. It looks like a stitch line down the center. Like that. We are going to add, here is some Canvas Corp black wax cotton string. We're going to add some of that to it, and you'll see why. We're going to add this. So basically what you can do is if you have remnants of ribbons like that, you know, you can easily put in there, and you can make all kinds of these little tassels. I'm going to put 3 pieces of this Canvas Corp wax string. Okay. Also, I have, let's see, here is some fun, I call it tassel, or, you know, that Christmassy stuff. This was from Pete Paisley a couple of years back from the Hocus Pocus collection, and I'm going to add some of it to it. And I do apologize for my cold. The allergies are bad, as all y'all know. Okay, so we're going to lift this off. And we're going to add to it. Oh, that just made it pop right there. And we're going to add some of the orange. So if you've seen this tassel stuff, I think Tim Holtz has got some. If you've seen it, now you get an idea of what you can use with it. You know. Okay, and now I'm going to add another ribbon. And this one is a Halloween ribbon. I got it at Joann's, and it has skeletons on it, which I thought was really, really fun. And I'm going to open it. I think this would be beautiful in there. I think I might add a couple of pieces of this. Alright. Okay, so now you want to kind of take your ribbons and you want to kind of mix them up a little bit, you know. you know, kind of get your purple. Don't have a purple beside each other. You're kind of making a sandwich with your ribbons. Like that. We're going to put some of this. We're going to put this. We're going to lay this. Some more. There we go. Nice sandwich. Alright, now you're going to take it and you're going to fold it all in half. Okay? Just like so. And if you see a ribbon, just think, before you tie it, you know, this is the way your tassel is going to look. So if you need to take one out and put it in a different position, this is the time to do it, so that you don't have a lot of, so it's, you know, it's well uniformed and laid out, you know, so you don't have a lot of one color on all one side, or like so. See? Alright, now I'm going to take that same cording and I'm going to cut me off a piece. I'm going to lay it down. And if you want to be exactly accurate, you can lay your ribbons along your ruler here and pull and push where they need to go, if one's too long or too short. And then you tie it off like this. And yes, I would knot it. Okay. Alright. So now we have the tassel part. Like this. There's the tassel part. Alright. So now what you're going to do is these leftover pieces here. This is the string you just tied. You're going to feed it through the spool here. Like so. And as you can see, it covers and it fits perfectly within that hole that we created there. Okay? So I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to squeeze some inside the hole there, and then I'm going to pull just like that, and I'm going to pull it taut while it's drying. Okay? Alright, so there you go. Now, let's decorate this piece. I happen to have a little paper pack that has paper, and it never fails. I always lose something. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. Now, this is like a little paper pack that you can get at Joann's or Michael's in their dollar bin. And I think I want to do, it's a real pretty orange in here. Okay, yeah, right there. Even though it's shaped funny, it's small enough to do what I want to do. Okay? So, I'm going to flip it over on the back. And I'm going to lay my spool down. And I'm going to make some marks. And that tells me how wide I need this. And you're just going to cut along the lines that you just created. Okay. And it's too short, it's coarse. But it's long enough. But never fail. I have some cool papers here. We can use this one. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to do this again. If you want to use your ruler, you can. And it's going to be 1 1/4 inches. Okay. And I'm going to use my cutter to ensure a nice. Okay. There we go. Alright. If you find it a little big, which I cut it bigger than I'm supposed to, I thought my measurement was off a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Alright. So, and we're going to use double-sided tape to put this on. Okay. Just wrap it around. Like so, and then you're going to lift it off. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more along that edge. Alright. There you go. Now you're going to lay your paper. Okay. I'm going to lay a strip right there so that I can close this off. Okay, I'm going to trim this off. There we go. Perfecto. Alright, now's the time to add some decoration. Okay, now, and this is where the fun part comes in, that we get to add little decorations and our bling. And I have some awesome bling from Want to Scrap, of course. Okay, so now on these black pieces here, I noticed I got a couple a little long, but I'm going to snip it off just a little bit, and then I'm going to snip them at different lengths because I want different little chipboard pieces on here. And this is some chipboard pieces by K & Company that you can get at Joann's. And really, really cute pieces here. Alright, I am going to add, of course, a pumpkin to one of these, like that. And all you're going to do is just very carefully just hot glue it on there. And allow it to dry. Like so. And we're going to add, I think this one would be cute right here, the witch's potion. Very cute. We're going to add that one right there. Okay, then we can add a tassel. I'm going to add a witch's foot to this one. I would definitely consider using the hot glue because it glues rather quickly. Okay. On this one, I'm going to add some candy corn. Little pieces of candy corn I think would be cute. I like using the chipboard pieces for projects like this because they're really nice and they're sturdy enough to hold up. Okay, I have a real long piece here. I'm going to shorten it a little bit. And I'm going to add a bat. Here's some more candy corn. I think a bat would look good here. Okay, then do we have another one? No, I don't think we do. Okay, so now your tassel has a bat, and some candy corn, and a neat little witch's cauldron hanging in there. So it's got those. And if you want, now you can go and straighten up the ends of your ribbons by cutting them off in an angle. Alright. We're just cleaning up the edges of our ribbons. Well, scissors are dull. Okay, so now we have all these little fun things in here. Now I'm going to add some bling, and that's just way too big. So that one would be cute up at the top there. Yeah. So we're going to hot glue it on there. Like that. Okay. Make sure. Alright, and now I'm going to take some of this orange bling and want to scrap. And I'm going to take a few skeletons like these. I'm going to put these on the ends of some of the ribbons to give it some sparkle. Like that. We'll do a few more. What that does is that just gives it a little sparkle. You know, we'll put one right there. Alright. And I want to hang my little skeleton dude. I'm going to cut off this little piece here. And I'm going to put some hot glue right on the tip of that. And I'm going to inlay him right there. Alright. He's a little scary guy. Okay. So that's what it's looking like so far. It's a little scary dude. Okay, let's put a little more hot glue. Alright, I'm gonna hold him for a minute. If you should have any questions, you can find me on Facebook and let me know. I will get back with you with any questions you might have. Okay. Oh, I found a piece of ribbon that doesn't have bling on it. Alright. So, there you go. That was easy peasy. Really cute to do. And easy and fun to, you know, do with as a craft for the holidays. The sky's the limit as to what you can add to these. And, you know, chipboard pieces are fun, little skeleton men. You know, you can add beads like this. Get you some of these Halloween beads, colored beads, and feed them onto the end of that. Or you can get you some orange pearls. It's just whatever, and then you're going to tie it off. And then you can end this little piece here with a piece of candy corn. Okay, put a little dab hot glue. Just gonna lay this right on there. There we go. Let that dry. Then you have some cool little beads in there. So again, if you have any questions, you can contact me on Facebook or the altered page at yahoo.com is my email. And I will have pictures of this up on my new blog and on my Facebook for reference if you should need any. I would like to see what tassels you create. These are really, really fun to do. And they make such a cute statement. So, there you go. Until next time, thank you for coming, and I look forward to creating with you.